Um, my name is Jessy. Can you hear me well? Yeah. Thank you so much for being here today. I can see people that I know in the stage. Hi, Saskia and Tommy. Today I'm going to speak about how the Girlies can leverage SocialFi to make a brand and also to monetize their influence on chain. To be honest, I didn't know that by just posting fries meme, it would kind of change my career. And before I start, if you want, you can scan the QR code here and follow me on X. There's a link tree, and you can then follow me on Lens, Farcaster, YouTube, and all the other platforms. So I want to start by telling you my story because I think it's important for you to understand where I come from. So I started off my career as a visual artist in France. In 2015, I graduated with a master's in fine arts. And after that, I worked as a professional artist for 3 years. I was invited to artist residencies in Shanghai, Singapore. I also did a lot of group shows in galleries and museums, but after 3 years, I noticed that I was not even getting paid. And I was super fed up because there were two things. I couldn't identify with, this image of the struggling artist. And the second thing is that I did a master's. So there's two things. You can do art as a hobby, but if it's your profession, if you wrote a thesis, and if you have a master's in hand, you should be able to earn a proper living. So I just decided to create my own startup. I went to business school in 2018 at ESCP Business School in Paris. And I had two choices. The teachers told me that I could either write a traditional thesis or I could write a more professional thesis. And because I wanted to create a startup, I decided to go with the professional thesis. And so I developed a project called Art from Future, which at the time was a marketplace that would connect young artists with their audience. And basically, at the time, there wasn't so many marketplaces. It was super new. Most of the traditional art world was offline. And if you were trying to build a marketplace, it was seen as something super bad. But I didn't care. And I just decided to kind of create a plan. I made a business plan and an action plan for that. And later, in 2020, when I moved to Finland, I decided to do an accelerator program called QS, which led me to create an MVP. So all by myself, I created a marketplace, gathered some artists, and after, we collaborated with influencers. And influencers were here to create content so that content could reach millennial art collectors. Actually, what I wanted to do was to democratize art and to remove intermediaries. But 2020, I don't remember, but everything went fucked up because there was COVID. And I started hanging out on Clubhouse. And on Clubhouse, I discovered NFTs. And I was like, oh my God, that's what I've been looking for so long. You can just, as an artist, you can just create art, put it on the internet, on the blockchain, and then sell it to whoever loves your art and wants to support you. So I started off first as a collector, then as an artist. And I noticed that people were really vibing with my art. So I was creating art around the motto, fries before guys, in it for the fries. And it was more like a joke because I don't know if you guys remember, but in 21, there was a lot of guys who were posting stuff on Twitter I'm in it for the culture, but they were really in it for the money. And I mean, it's okay. Everyone wants to make money. I want to make money. You guys want to make money. But I feel why be hypocrites, So I decided to go with something a bit more girly, and I think that the fries before guys thing was really fun. And I noticed that crypto artists like OGs like Stella Bell were really vibing with my art. She started buying my PFPs on the Tezos blockchain, and she was really like pushing me to continue. And this is when I, understood that I was doing something right. So basically, like, I also found like supporters, but also investors in my project because I was chilling fries on Twitter. Then in May 2022, I saw someone post about Lens, and then I was like, what is that? Basically, you could just like mint your social graph. And I noticed that Lens was, very linked to Stani from Aave, and Stani is from Finland, and everything related to Finland, I find it super cool. So then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna check it out. So I minted my social graph in May 2022. But later, in September, October 22, I started being like really active on Lens. And this is where I understood that there's a real community and people trying to, change things and build like communities. So when I started off on Lens, I was so lost because I was like, oh, damn, like I have to create a new community from scratch. I was already struggling on X because, it's really hard to get people to notice you. But on Lens, it was much faster. I started creating fries memes and also like fries stuff with AI, and people were finding it funny. For example, I would create memes like, he's a 10, but he prefers his mom's spaghettis over fries, so he's a 0. And people would collect that stuff. Because on Lens, you can sell your posts. You can monetize everything you post, be it text or image or videos. And then I was like, okay, so people find me funny. People are willing to pay for my content. Maybe I should explore a bit more of Lens and what it offers. And so I started checking this app on Lens or website called hey.xyz, and they had that super follow feature. Super follow is basically something like subscribe, like on X, people can subscribe to you. But on Lens, it's called super follow. And I created the super follow and a community around that called The Professional. And The Professional was some joke again around the whole like crypto vibe, and the PFP was like this girl that you can see over here, JessyFries. She's like a cocaine head Barbie with a McDonald's cap. And people started like super following me, and I was like, okay, cool. In a couple months, I made $1,000. I had less than 10K followers, and I was like, God damn, like people are struggling on Instagram, they're struggling on X, and I'm just here like making money with less than 10K. So basically, I started offering more perks to people who were joining. I created Fries GPT as a joke to Chat GPT. And basically, Fries GPT is like your bestie that speaks about fries, rates boys, and shitposts. And at the time, it was just an AI chatbot. And later, it became an AI agent on Farcaster. And at this point, like, I noticed that my power was that I created a super strong community on Lens, and I was able to take it everywhere with me. But okay, I'm talking about JessyFries, but I didn't explain like so much what's the goal of JessyFries. Like again, I think you have to understand this as in the perspective of me, of a girly joining Web3. Because maybe guys, you don't notice, but for us, it was really hard, like already in 21, and I'm not like even an OG, but in 21, it was already super much male dominated. Every time we would get like press coverage or make money or whatever, we would get harassed. We got harassed on X for the first time when we got an article in BFM Crypto with my co-founder of another project. And it was really bad. We would get DMs of people like harassing us. And I was so upset, but at the same time, I didn't want to stop there. So I thought, okay, I have to go full on girly Y2K pink fries vibes. Like, I don't care anymore. I really have to play that card. And actually, I noticed that this was empowering many girls in the space. Like, I would receive messages and girls would be like, oh my God, I really admire how you're bold and you're really helping me like create my own project, etc. So at the end of the day, JessyFries is just here to empower women in the space, and I want them to be whoever they want to be. And if people are not happy, that's not our problem. So these are the types of memes that I create on Lens, for example. I think they're really funny because they mix somehow like cute vibes, but also with really like what the fuck and shitpost vibes. And some of them are even stickers, because on Lens, you can sell stickers as reactions. So there's an app called Orb, and basically you can't like content, but you can react with a sticker. And basically people bought my stickers so they could react to other posts. And I think it's really cool because you can create stickers that really go with your branding. I find that really fun. So how do you earn on Lens? If you want to monetize on Lens, just scan the QR code and just create your Orb account. You can sign up with email or with your wallet address. So basically on Lens, you can make money with collect, so people can collect your posts. You can receive tips. There's super follows, as I explained before, and you can even create a token. You don't need to know how to code or whatever. You can create your meme coin and you can sell stickers. So the other day I was checking on June, my stats, and I noticed that I have made 18K on Lens in just like 2.5 years or something like that. And I sold about, $500 worth of stickers, but I also bought some, and when you buy stickers and you hold them, you get rewarded, so you get some money. The thing is that I think SocialFi is super interesting because you can really like monetize, but also like create a strong community. The thing is, like on Instagram or X, let's say that they want to shut down your account, or if even the app just shuts down, all your engagement and all your efforts, they're gone to the trash. So you spend years building a community. You spend so much time engaging with your fans or whatever you call them. And then they just shut down everything. I have a friend called Pauline Fayef. She's a visual artist, and all her art is around her body, her naked body. Like, she's a photographer. And so many times her account was suspended on X. And I think that that's so sad. Actually, before I go to one of the last slides, I just want to say that I'm here because of my community. I got accepted to speak here like less than 2 weeks ago, and it was super expensive for me to come here because I live in Finland. And there's Winnie from Chipped, who helped me find sponsors. She also sponsored me, and my community on Farcaster and Lens raised about a bit more than $400 for me to come here. So again, I think like the bonds that you create with people online are super strong, and if they like you, they're gonna support you no matter what. So thank you for my community. So the girlies are winning this year. It's not just me. I mean, there's so many other girls that are doing something else. For example, there's Delphine on the left side. She's a developer, and she started on Lens, and she started creating a marketplace for visual artists, and she won the hackathon a couple of weeks ago. There's Naomi on Farcaster. She's an athlete, and she creates amazing content. Zoe and Tiny Rainbow, they're also artists who really made it and built their brands on Lens. And I mean, there's so many examples. And there's also Rachita, who created a girl coin called Brunette. And, speaking about girl coins, on Farcaster, there's a bot called Clanker. It's really cool because you can just tag him, and he's gonna create a token for you. And so there's a lot of girl coins that emerge from Farcaster. There's blonde, there's brunette, but there's also Fry, which is a meme coin that was created with my AI agent and Clanker, and I wasn't even involved. And all of these things, they're also a source of revenue, but they're a way to engage with your community. So if you want to learn how to, make money on Farcaster, you can also just scan the QR code. Naomi made a really good video of the 5 ways to earn on Farcaster. But basically, there's rewards. Every week, you can get USDC because of your engagement on Farcaster. There's tips, bounties, rounds, and of course, you can create some tokens with Clanker. So I don't know, there's not that many girls here, but anyways, if you're a girl or a boy, I just want to say that if you want to start on SocialFi and if you want to create a brand of your own, just stick to your values, stick to the things that you like to do. Because at the end of the day, your power is you. Like when people eat fries, they think about me. Now, every time you will eat fries, you will think about me. And if someone else speaks about fries, you will still think about me. You're fucked, and that's the way it is. And my power is me, and I have no competition. And I think that this is when you start really evolving, when you understand that your power lies within yourself. I just hope that you guys, if you're not already on Lens or Farcaster, just join us because it's really cool. Again, you can download the Orb app, or you can also DM me on X if you want to start on Farcaster, and I'm happy to give you an invite for free because it costs $5. And I'm always happy to onboard anyone who's interested in Lens or Farcaster. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, just let me know. Can I unplug my